Hello, everyone. Welcome to the new session within SP Women Network. We are glad to see you here. Let's just, as a matter of courtesy, wait for 5 minutes. Maybe some guys will join us later.
Okay. Thank you.
So let's start. Welcome, everyone. My name is Khadija. I am Communication Officer at SP Azerbaijan section. Today we will talk about inspiring story of career path. Our speaker is Khatira Mikayilova. She is a manager at the Varel International Energy Resources. She also worked at BP at Halliburton and also has working experience at Halliburton Aberdeen. She has two master degrees from the University of Nottingham, which is in the top of 10 universities in the UK. I think that we will all benefit from her career, from her story. So, Khatira, please share with us your inspiring story.
Okay, thanks, Khadija. I appreciate you guys inviting me here. I am a member of SPE since 2012. It goes back for a long story. And I always like to see young people who are interested in career development. Just for starters, how many are we? Hello? Khadija?
There are 8 participants, including me and you.
Okay. So, guys, first of all, I want to say to you that congratulations, because, you know, you actually chosen to be in this call. I'm not saying that I'm somebody outstanding, maybe I am, but instead of just going out or maybe watching some TV or, I don't know, doing something like which all young people do, you decided to join this session. It means, you know, like this is already differentiates you from the others, you know. So congratulations on that. That's a great you know, like nature which you have, and if you carry on like this, you're going to be successful. So about me, I will be honest with you, I'm not going to really talk that I am just like whatever I achieved, it's not achievable. You know, since you actually just put your trust and joined, and I will be completely honest with you. So I started, first of all, I was grown up like, how to put it right. My parents were always protective, and, you know, I was like a very high maintenance person, in a sense that I wanted anything I wanted, it would be like this, right, in my life. And, you know, I went to university, then I went to another university when I was young. And when I started to work as a receptionist in BP, I already had my degree, even master's. And I mean, like not in Nottingham, but I had my master's from the university. I have 2 degrees. I have degree in languages. It's funny, it's Polish language, which I never used. And the second one is finance. And then I went to the Nottingham, right? So anyway, I started as a receptionist in BP, and, you know, my parents were like, how can you do that? You know, you just have everything, you know, you're not starving. Why are you doing that? I said, like, you know what, just like, this is my life. I want to do that, and I'm going to do that. So after working there for 2 years, I applied for multiple jobs, but then it was so funny that I was applying, but nothing there, right? But after I applied for, you know, like, so for 3 jobs, and 3 of them just, you know, like sent me the offer within the BP. And I hear the background noise. Can you please mute yourself, whoever it is? Thank you. So, and yes, and but of course I've chosen the one who was my boss, and I'm calling him boss because I have had many bosses, but he's gonna stay my boss forever. His name is Greg Riley, and he's still in BP. He was a vice president of BP, but now for family circumstances, he's like now manager, and he's working remotely. He became my mentor. And of course, I wasn't happy to be executive secretary, because like after 6 months, I said, no, I cannot be. I want to go far. So what I'm going to do, I approached Greg. I said, like, Greg, I applied for 5 jobs in finance, but nobody wants to take me. And this is like frustrating. And he was like, the only quality which I really, not only many qualities, one of the many qualities I value in him was like, he said, okay, you don't have good degree. You need to get a degree. I said, like, what? He said, like, yeah, you have to get a degree because you have to be competitive. And you know what? I just like left my job. And I went to Nottingham. And I wasn't in my 20s when I went to Nottingham, just for your information. So, and it was very hard. Like, can you imagine people like were getting, if people were studying for 1 hour or 2 hours to get the good grades, for me, it would take 10 hours, you know. And of course, I've graduated with merit from the supply chain degree, but I was frustrated why I'm putting so much effort, but I cannot get this distinction. Then, you know, like I was coming back, but then there was an MBA opportunity, and I got the half of the scholarship, and I stayed. I stayed, and again, people were just like studying like for 1 hour, 2 hours, they're getting distinctions, and I'm again like, why on earth is happening to me? But I always kept in touch with Greg, and he said that because you don't have the background they have. They have all people in MBA are managers who are actually just who worked, who graduated from like Western universities, but you didn't. You have Baku education, and you have to be just like happy with the development you're getting. And I said like, okay, anyway, but like I graduated, I'm very happy. And if you ask me, I'm very happy that I graduated and I did my degrees in the UK. So I came back, and by the way, the role of SPE was significant in my life because my job, which I found in Halliburton, was because of SPE. Because when I was a secretary in SPE and worked for Greg, I met Randy, who was the country manager, country vice president for Halliburton. So I met him, I just called him, I said like, Randy, just like, I need a job. And he said like, okay, just pass the interview. If you pass the interview, you will get a job. If you don't, you don't. So, and there were two opportunities, procurement and materials. So just to give you this little bit of hint, materials is like warehouse. You go to warehouse, you just actually just manage the materials. You have to see what are they. And it's a bit of dirty work, right? But procurement is like all on computer. You deal with negotiations and tenders, etc., etc. And I have chosen the hard way. I took the materials because it was for boys, and I didn't care. So, and in a year, I become a senior, a material specialist. Then, of course, I passed the interview, right? And then in a year again, I became in 6 months, I became a senior specialist. And then in a year time, I became a team leader for materials. And if you think that it was easy and I had connections, like in maybe in local I have no idea about local companies, guys, because I have never worked for local companies. But if you think that in foreign companies you have, your relationship do matter. But if you work hard and if you're smart, if you don't work hard and you're not smart, if someone tells you, oh, he was his friend, then that's why, he got promoted. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't. And I was doing 2 jobs while I was team leader because the company didn't hire for my replacement some specialist, and I was doing this job and I was doing new team leader job. So again, it was difficult, but what I was doing, I was always leading by example. Before audits and stuff, I would go with my team, who was 10 men. I was leading 10 men, 9 men and 1 girl. And I would go to the warehouse. I would just carry things with them. I didn't care, I was like helping them out. And trust me, it worked so much because they knew that I'm one of them. I'm not higher than them, or I'm not better than them, right? So, but again, after 1 year, I'm a crazy person. I cannot really stay in one place like long. I said to my boss, who was Italian that day, Nicola Maricelli, I told him like, you know what, I want to do something different. Either I want to be supply chain manager or I want to do something different. And I started pushing, but again, by proving after I passed audit, after I did with my team, I wasn't doing it alone. But after showing results, I passed the audit and stuff. And I said, like, I want to go to I want an international assignment. Anyway, I was lucky enough and they sent me to Aberdeen. And I was working there in strategic procurement on tenders, how to save costs, etc., etc. And, of course, this Corona craziness started. I was going to stay there longer than expected, but, there were layoffs and stuff. So they decided that it was time for me to go back. But once I came back, I was offered another job in a smaller company called Varel International Services. It's a service company. And when they offered me a job, I said, like, okay, guys, I'm not going to come from big conglomerate to a small company without a manager title. So they made me a regional manager for operations. And now I'm working here. I don't say that this is my last landing. I'm still here. I just started in October. I cannot really say that, you know, like I'm moving right now, and the economy is not that good for that. But you can know for sure that I'm not going to stay here for end of my life unless company treats me well. Because when I say company treats me well, it doesn't mean that, you know, like I'm a princess and they have to treat me well. No, it means that I have to put my energy, I have to work hard, I have to deliver. And plus, guys, one more hint from me, you can work hard, but unless you are emotionally intelligent, you're not going to achieve anything. So it is proven that 90% of people work hard, but only 10% are those who are in leadership position, who are actually who are managing themselves. And I'm not the greatest example of it, in a sense that wasn't, because as you heard, I was a bit spoiled in the beginning of my life. But I learned it hard way, through failures, through, you know, like hitting my head in the stone and all this stuff. But, you know, being able to, forgive my French, to shut up when you have to shut up. And because nobody needs your emotions, right? Nobody trusts people who are emotional, in a sense that if you're emotional and you cannot control yourself, how can people trust you to put people under your management? So that's why this is very important. And how do I achieve that myself? This is not easy. And I don't think that, you know, anyone can achieve it without these tips. Khadija, you can put this final slide if you don't mind. Yeah, thank you. So unfortunately, well, maybe fortunately, I don't know, I have been just out of surgery, and the doctor doesn't let me to work out for 6-8 weeks, and this is a disaster for me, trust me. For a person who works out every day, it's like disaster. But, you know, if you want to release your steam, like let's say, you know, you had a very bad day, you know, like your boss hollered at you, and trust me, you know, who says that bosses are nice? You know, bosses are nervous, you know, in a sense that they have to deal with you, they have to deal with top management, they have to deliver, right? And they have hard times themselves, right? And sometimes they can say something which maybe they don't mean, but it can come across that they're rude, but they're not really. They just don't have time to deal with it, right? And when you have this kind of days, or maybe, you know, you had a project which is like not very successful, or, you know, like they said to you to redo it, or I don't know, you had some, you know, like argument at work, which you shouldn't have. So, you know, if you want to, you know, release some steam, just exercise. One, it's good for your mental, you know, health. Two, it's good for your body. You will look awesome. And three, just like you will release stress, right? So, and actually it's proven that people who work out, you know, they have less chance for dementia, Alzheimer's, or any kind of, or even cancer, right? So that's why just like, so this, the other point which I was laughing to this, you know, like maybe you will laugh, like say, oh, what's she's talking about, like meditating, right? So, but trust me, it helps. And for me, first, what was it like? Okay, I'm just like breathing, and my mind goes somewhere else. You know, like I'm thinking about this project, I'm thinking about that, how I'm gonna do this. You know, like I'm thinking about what I'm gonna wear. Let's imagine, right? But what was happening? I would bring my mind back. It's okay that your mind wanders, and everyone goes through it. Trust me, everyone. Even if you can just concentrate for a minute, actually you have to do it for 10 minutes. But out of 10 minutes, if you can meditate for 1-2 minutes and then increase it, it's fine. Just do it because it will help. Trust me. So people who actually just follow me on LinkedIn, I don't know whether these guys here follow me on LinkedIn or not. So I mean, now I'm listening because, like I don't have time to just read too much. I'm listening, I have an Audible, and I'm listening to 30-40 books per year at least, if not more, right? And I'm mainly listening on, like business, on self-development, psychology. This is what I love. So do that, be different, right? And again, of course, you have to work hard. If you don't work hard, I don't believe people who say, oh, I work hard, but he was promoted. It's okay, he was promoted, but trust me, people always need people who are smart and who can do their job. If like I'm a manager, I don't need person who is like by the way, for the record, I hired people, but I never hired people, like if my friend came to me and said like, can you hire him, or can you, I actually spoiled so many relationships with people at work in Halliburton because I refused to take people who they recommended, because I interviewed them, I gave them a chance. It doesn't mean that I didn't give them a chance, but I refused to hire them because, you know why? Because this is my problem. If it doesn't, or she doesn't work, it means I have to work. I don't want to work and do his or her job, right? So that's why, just like, I loved my team who were actually working hard, because it means that I didn't work hard. I didn't need to work hard when they did, right? So actually, this is the mindset of the management. They have to deal with budget. They have to deal with bigger, things. That's why they need good people in place, so they don't have to, be worried about it. I already talked about being emotionally intelligent, and there's a good book. If you didn't read, just read it, Emotional Intelligence. This is very important, guys. And if you just say you work hard, you achieve something, and you're a manager, and if you just make 1 or 2 mistakes, people will remember that. If you just explode and shout, I'm talking about foreign companies, I'm not talking about local companies. Again, I have never worked for a local company. And if you just shout or do something like this, it will follow you, right? So that's why, just like, be careful and always try to be emotionally intelligent. And I put invest in self-development. I put it because Nottingham opened the door for me to get a job. And I achieved, in 2016, I came back from the UK, and in 2020, I became a regional manager. So I achieved all of it for 4 years. And I didn't have any, as people say, tapsh, in our language. I didn't have any people to recommend me. I didn't have anyone to help me with it. Trust me. All I achieved in this life, I owe it to my God and to myself, because nobody can tell that, oh, I helped her. Yes, of course, people helped me in the sense that, they opened the doors for me, but they didn't do it because, I was just, I was doing nothing. I was working hard for it, right? So that's why, just like, invest in your self-development, invest in, sorry? Okay. So, and excuse me, is it something you want to say? Hello?
Yeah. What's up?
I'm hearing something. Someone wants to talk and I'm not understanding anything. Okay, never mind. So, and team. You have to have the team mindset, right? You cannot say that I have done it myself. I mean, like when you deliver the project, trust me, if you don't have a good team behind you, you will not achieve anything. So, and in order to achieve something, you have to be a team player and you have to understand others. We were in Western countries, it's more, how to say, they have more that kind of mindset. We actually just, I'm talking about myself, right? I had to learn this to be a team player. Before I was like me, but now whenever I even just talk, I always try to lift others and say that person did it, rather than I will say I have done it. Because even if my team did it, it means I have done it, because it means I'm a good leader, right? So this is very important quality as well. And again, this is what I do sometimes, actually did. I overthink. Don't overthink. Don't try to figure out why this person, said that word, why that person did that, oh, he looked at me this way. It means that I cannot approach and ask for a job. Go and ask for a job. So what? She or he will tell you no. And so what? So what will happen if you receive no? That's cool. That way you will just, you will ask another person. And plus you will never think, oh, what would happen if I ask for this job? So don't overthink. Just, if you want something, go after it. And this is what I always do. Be ready for opportunities. So this is what Greg taught me. You have to be always developed that much that when opportunity comes, and opportunity come, there are a lot of opportunities. So you're ready for that. So always be ready. It means, be educated, be smart, be emotional intelligent, etc., etc. So basically, this was what I was trying to talk about. And I know if people have questions, I'm ready to answer.
Thank you, Khatira. Guys, have you any questions? Yeah, Altun.
Hi. First, thanks for a very useful bunch of tips for self development. And I'd like to ask some, for starters, I think you stated at the beginning of your presentation, you completed a degree in Polish language, right?
Sorry?
You completed a degree in Polish language.
Yes,
right?
yes, I did. Mm-hmm.
Which you never used, as you told.
Mm-hmm.
What was the point of that degree?
I'm struggling with this question myself, I will be honest with you, and I know you, Elton. And actually, I think I actually wrote you on LinkedIn as well. You are going to be very famous one day. So, okay.
Thank you.
When it comes to Polish language, I will tell you again, my parents, I just I applied for foreign languages. I was too young. I didn't know what I wanted. And I applied to be a lawyer, right? Thanks God I never just got there, because I would be a shitty lawyer, pardon my French. So and then I just went into the Polish language. Was very, modern then, it was one of the really cool things and stuff. And my parents said I said I don't want that. And they said just go. What's going to happen? Just go. I said fine. And that was the point. But on the other hand, if we look at the bright side of things, I went to Poland, and I can speak, even though maybe I cannot speak it very properly right now, but I'm sure once I went to Poland and stayed there for a week, and after a week I was speaking already the language. So maybe, who knows? You never know when you can need it, right? So yeah, that was the basically. And as I said, I'm going to be honest with you guys, and I'm not going to lie to you. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, cleared up my mind. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Actually, I have one question, Khatira. I know that you like reading and you read a lot of books, and maybe you could recommend some books for us.
Yep. So like for me, the most memorable books are, if you want to if you mean in self-development, like it's a story type book, but it has a very good meaning. It's called The 5 a.m. Club. And that's that book, which is a life-changing book, where actually just, you know, have you read the, I'm sure you did, the Alchemist, right? So this is like a story, this is in story, but there is a lot of meaning behind that. So that's why just like, I think the 5 a.m. book is a good book. Another book which I really love, and I always read it. I mean, like sometimes I come back to this book, and it's about feedback. Some people cannot get the feedback, right? And I'm very bad with feedback. If someone tells me something like, you know, I say, but I'm trying to be open to this. It's called the Black Box Thinking. This is a really, really good book because, you know, it gives you like how, you know, by getting feedback, by learning from your mistakes, you can just like really develop and be a better person. And okay, God, I know you started me in these books, you know, like I'm not gonna just stop. And then maybe another one, Outliers. I don't know if you read, guys, that. So just start with these 3 books, and whenever you want to ask another books, I'm always on LinkedIn. Just drop me a message and I will reply whenever I can.
Thank you, Khatira.
You're welcome.
Hi, Khatira. Thank you for the session. I think you're definitely a master in changing like the directions, the professions and companies. So it would be interesting to know where you get the courage and the drive, and how you decide in which direction you want to move next, and how you adapt to different situations so fast.
Hi, Farida. Nice to see you here. And thanks for your question. Actually, it's a very, very good question. Thank you for that. You know, I don't know, actually. No, I'm joking. You know, Farida, the main thing, I'm not scared. I'm not afraid of change. And I know, you know, I came here, when I came to this company, everyone said like, you have a great career in Halliburton, everyone loves you. And, you know, like you are in a, you know, hypo there, how can you leave? I said, like, you know, I cannot be in one company for the rest of my life, unless I'm a CEO. So my goal is to be, I don't hide it. My goal is to be a CEO one day. Maybe it's going to be my company, I don't know. But in order to achieve it really in a time frame which I put, I have to be in. I have to learn from different fields, right? When you're in one company, like let's say Halliburton is a great company and it was really good to me. In 3 years, I was like boom, 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 like growing like really fast. But the thing is, you get into your comfort zone, and that's it. You know, like you say, oh, I'm good here. I don't want to move. You know, I'm getting good salary. Why would I move, right? But when you come to this small company, and you know, you have to do something different, all of a sudden they tell you to just find the drawings. You're a supply chain person, and they say to you like, okay, you're operations now, you have to find drawings, you have to find tech sheets, you have to find prices, and you have to do this and that, and you have to understand and differentiate the materials, what they do in the whole, because you are an engineer, right? I'm not an engineer, I'm the supply chain finance person. And of course it's struggling, right? It's difficult, but I enjoy it because I love learning new things. And what I think that the more I learn, the stronger I am, and the more competent I am. And to be fair with you, I will be honest with you. Don't tell the secret to anyone. I hope my bosses are not here. My next move, I want to move out of the oil industry, to be honest with you, one day. If I change my company, it's going to be not on the oil industry. Because supply chain is the field which is applicable everywhere, right? You can work in oil industry, you can work in telecommunications, you can work in Google, Amazon, wherever you want, right? So, and in order to, when I'm very, very old, after I'm CEO, right? So wishes. But when I'm very old and I cannot move, I want to be a consultant. And in order to be a consultant, you have to understand different industries. You cannot be in one industry and say like, oh, I'm an expert. No, this is not right. So that's why I'm a constant learner. And if you ask me if I'm not scared, I am very scared. If I move to not an oil industry, I'm going to be just so scared. But what I will do, again, when people were putting 2 hours to do something in the Nottingham, I will put 10 hours, but I will do that because this is who I am, and I'm not saying we all have our passions, and my passion is my career. I'm a very career-oriented person, so maybe that's my driver. And if you ask if I'm not scared, it's not true. I'm scared.
And as much as you love learning, and you love sharing as well, and thank you for that on your LinkedIn or just being here and giving this session. Thank you.
Thank you very much I appreciate your words. Thank you.
Guys, any another question?
Yes, I do have a question. Hi, Khatira.
Hi, Sasha.
Yeah, just to continue with what Farida asked, and you mentioned that you are that kind of person, so you also would like to be in some movement and achieve something. So is there any specific goal or target? When you achieve that, you will stop? That's for my curiosity. Is there anything which might probably push you to stop at some point, saying that this is enough, I have achieved everything I wanted?
Look who is speaking, look who is speaking, one of the most ambitious people I know on the earth. So, I'm not going to talk about your achievements with SPE and everything you have done. So, Sasha, as I said, maybe when I die, I don't know, because my boss knows pretty well that unless I am busy, I'm miserable. So it doesn't mean that, I'm an unhappy person. I'm a happy person. I don't need even just I love people. I love to be around people. I love friends. As Farida said, that I love sharing, and I will always help, I will just mention for the sake of conversation. In LinkedIn, some people even asked me to help them with interview. I prepared them for interview and they even passed, right? So, and I'm not doing it for money. I'm not doing it for now. Just to be clear, for now. So I'm not doing it for money, for anything, just because I love helping people. But at the same time, I'm very much happy with myself. So I don't need anyone to be happy, I can be happy on myself, on my own. That's what's most important, right? But the one thing which I cannot be happy without is being busy and delivering something, doing something. So maybe someday, I'm the older I get, the more I think about my own company. So maybe, I will stop while I will have my own company, and, just I will be working for myself, and maybe that's it. But for now, no, I still have a target to get higher and higher, and I'm not thinking to stay in this company. I hope I know, just tell me who is on the call. There is no Steven, huh? So like, I'm not going to stay in this company for a long time unless they give me something which I want. But the most important thing, Sasha, so to highlight, it doesn't mean that I'm jumping from one company to another company. I always give my 100%. I'm trying to do, I have one saying, even whatever people do to me, whatever people, I mean, like at work, whatever they act towards me, whatever they do, I always say to myself, I have my brand, this is my reputation. And even if if I'm in this company, I'm going to put 100% for this company, and I'm going to put all my energy into this company, and I'm going to make sure that everything is delivered. And whenever I make a mistake, I'm not scared of saying that, yeah, this was my bad, I just messed up, sorry about that. So yes, anyway, I talked a lot, but like what I'm trying to say that, no, not yet. Have I answered your question?
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I have a question too. So, Khatira, first of all, thank you for your presentation. It was really motivational, and especially it was interesting to hear how you overcome all your difficulties at the beginning of your journey. So my question is, do you have any specific strategies on how to deal with failures? Like it is especially related to the students, I think, and recent graduates, because when you like experience some failure, you feel unmotivated, you don't want to work hard, and like you feel like a loser. So thank you.
Nobody likes failing. And if you want to be a winner, sorry, but you have to fail, and not one time. And again, because I'm confident enough and I don't care like to share it with you guys. There was one exam, it's called CIMA, and it was before my education in Nottingham. Do you know how many times I failed? 4 freaking times, 4 times, and I passed it on time 5. So it was miserable. But like the thing is, like when you want to just give up, just push harder, because if it was easy, trust me, everyone would have done it. The reason why there is like, and I'm not the best, like example, right? Let's say like Steve Jobs, I don't know, let's say Warren Buffett, let's say like guys like Elon Musk, right? So by the way, Elon Musk, if you read about him, this guy spent his time when he was very young in the library. And all famous people fail. And the difficulty is to just collect yourself and say, everyone fails, but the thing is, I'm going to overcome it. And the most important thing, when I went, do you know what people told me when I quit my job to go to the Nottingham? My friends, like who are not my friends anymore, even my dad, actually. So, and people in BP, like team leads, who are not team leads anymore, by the way. So, and they said to me that, oh, you think you're going to go and get a degree and you're going to get a good job? Look at this guy, look at this guy, look at this guy. And they were bringing me examples. And look at these guys. And they're not they're just, see, this guy graduated from foreign university. This guy graduated from the local university. Look, he is the like lead engineer, and this guy is just engineer. So many people were telling me so many things, just like, it's not going to work. You're not going to find a job. You're not going to do it. You're just spending your money, blah, 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 blah. But you know what I did? I just like, I was like, I just didn't listen. Because if someone couldn't do something, if someone couldn't become a lead engineer after he graduated from a good university, it doesn't mean it's going to be my story. My story is different. I am going to achieve it. if God allows me, and with my strengths. And again, don't let people just to influence you. And if you think even now, and by the way, the higher you go, there will be so many people who will just try to pull you down, and they will try to make you emotional. They will try to make you just look bad. They will try to, like to find your weakest point and just to hit you. Just don't allow them, and unfortunately, in a workplace, you have team, you have everything, but never bring your personal life to your work. Your work is work and your friends are friends. Unfortunately, we don't have friends at work. Even though everyone says that we don't. I don't believe that, because the moment you go higher up, the moment you see that, these friends become your, like your haters. So that's why just like, don't listen, don't if you have your goal, just go for it. Yes, you can just fail once, you can fail twice, 3 times, 4 times. If I managed to pass this exam from the time 5, so what's the point? I got this certificate, and I even just got this I graduated from the University of Nottingham. So what? And why can't you? Everything is possible if you just focused, and if you believe in yourself, and don't listen to people, because people, they will tell you, when they say to you that, oh, you cannot do it. Do you know what they say? I cannot do it. When they say like, you're gonna fail, they say, I will fail, because mainly they're projecting, and they don't want you to achieve that, and they say that to you. Surround yourself with always people who are actually will pull you from there, not who will drag you down. This is like really very emotional subject for me. And I strongly recommend, please don't listen to people. Just like do what you think is, like is right, and find a good mentor. Like I found a Greg. So like find some guy who is much smarter than you, and these people will tell you what to do.
Thank you, Khatira. It was very informative.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Khatira. We have one question in the chat. Just a moment. The question from Ilaha. She wrote, thanks a lot for this presentation. What, in your opinion, is top 3 skills that students and even professionals should have in order to be successful in oil industry?
Top skills. I mean, like if you're a student, of course, you're gonna be just applying for Challenger program, right? Or like from very beginning. So of course, for you, it's gonna be good grades, of course, and like that's very important. Language, I think, because if you're applying for a foreign company, and ability to work under pressure. Because you're coming to work, it's not university anymore, like where people are all friendly, you can go to your teacher and they can say, oh, okay, like fine. But here it's a professional environment, and you want to prove that you are professional yourself. And that's why just like we have to be resilient, hardworking, and work under pressure. So team player as well. So I listed more than 3, but this is all important qualities, I believe.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, she wrote, thanks.
You're welcome.
Guys, any other questions? It seems question is over.
Okay. Thank you very much for participation, and keep pushing. And Ainura and Khadija, great job for organizing this. I mean, like, not only for me and for everyone. I see a lot of, you know, a lot of posts lately on LinkedIn and on SP page. Of course, Sasha, under the leadership of Sasha, and this is great, guys, what you're doing. You're giving a lot of opportunities to young people to understand and to see how everything can be done, and how, you know, to be honest with you, for me, in order to talk to executives in the big companies, I had to pay for Nottingham to see these executives, and you're doing it for free. And this is really great, just like initiatives, and just carry on, keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you, Khatira, for your encouraging words. And on the behalf of SP Azerbaijan, I would like to thank you for that interesting presentation. And I think that everybody benefited from it, and we got this boost of motivation from you, and we will study hard and will achieve all our goals. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Khatira.
Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.